Hello and welcome to the DrivingMaul Super Rugby quarter-finals predictions. My name is Paul, I'm the guy behind DrivingMaul, and thank you very much for joining me. So, we are at the end of a 17-round marathon to figure out who are going to be the quarter-finalists. Now, we kind of knew these before we took the international break, so it shouldn't really be a big surprise. The only things that were up for grabs was deciding which order they would finish in and who would get to play who in the quarterfinals. But we've known who the 8 teams are going to be for quite some time. So let's have a look at those games and see what we have coming up. So on Friday we have the Brumbies hosting the Hurricanes. The Brumbies from the much maligned Australian Conference. Obviously they got only, 34 points, which actually would have put them down in 9th and out of the quarterfinals if it wasn't for winning their conference. And that's obviously had a lot of backlash in New Zealand. But hey, we all knew the rules coming into it, and they have qualified fair and square. Up against, so having only won 6 games out of their 15, up against the Hurricanes, the reigning champions, who have won 12 out of their last 15 games and ended the Crusaders winning streak. I think this one's a fairly easy one, where I think everyone is expecting the Hurricanes to win this one, and I'm backing the Hurricanes to win by 7. I will be live straight after the game on YouTube with the Scottish Canon and Jared, and I've got Benny, I think it is, from the Rugby Roundup podcast. So do join us for post-match reaction on those two on Friday night. Next up, the Crusaders are hosting the Highlanders. So this is the 3rd time they will have met this season. Obviously, the Crusaders won the last 2, but with being part of their long winning streak that came to an end last weekend against the Hurricanes. So they've won 14 out of their 15 games and have been looking imperious all season. Had a bunch of injuries in the backs, and which has kind of stifled them. They've been running a lot of their forwards, who made up a lot of the All Blacks, and so they rested a few last weekend. So they'll be back to full strength for this one. Up against the Highlanders, obviously won it a couple of seasons ago, and have won 11 of their 15 games, so having a decent season as well. A bit reliant on some of their All Blacks, and hopefully they'll have them all back for that. I think Ben Smith probably is still having his inner ear issue sorted out, so I don't think we'll see him back, but the rest of them should all be there. Still, I think the Crusaders at home should take this one. I'm backing the Crusaders by 5. And again, I will be live on YouTube for post-game reaction. I'll be with Cornflake, who is another YouTuber, and I'm trying to get another guest as well. So do join us for that one there. We then head over to South Africa for the number 1 seeds, the Lions, who are hosting the Sharks. Now, the Lions have won the last 5 times these teams have met. So, let's be honest, and having only lost 1 game away to Argentina, where they had a weakened side for one reason or another, the Sharks have sort of stumbled into these finals. Obviously, they had it all sewn up and have lost their last 2 games. So they're not really carrying any form coming into this either. So you've got to back the Lions on this one. I think this is the easiest one to call, and backing the Lions by 14. Then the Chiefs head over to play the Stormers. Now, this is a repeat of the quarterfinal from last year, where the Chiefs absolutely thumped the Stormers in that game, where the Stormers complained that they hadn't played any New Zealand sides and so weren't sort of battle toughened. There's no excuses along those lines this year, where they have faced the New Zealand sides and have won 10 out of their 15 games. In contrast, the Chiefs have won 12, plus having a draw in there as well. So you might say, yep, the Chiefs are favourite for this, but when they did meet earlier in the season, the Stormers did win that one at home. So they have got home advantage. They have got form. Still, I'm going to back the Chiefs to win this one by 5. Both of them on 3-game winning streaks coming into this, so both with a bit of form, even if that winning streak for the Chiefs did tie over into before the international break as well. They've only had 1 game back, but still I'm going to back the Chiefs by 5. So that's how I see it all going down. Always up for good rugby chats. Do let me know below what your thoughts are and who you think is going to win. Also, do sign up for my newsletter, link above on Twitter, down below on YouTube, and don't forget you can give the old thumbs up on YouTube, and please do share this with all of your friends. I am back tonight at 8 p.m. New Zealand time with the Rugby Chat show, an hour of rugby chat with I've got the Scottish Cannon, I've got Cornflake, and Michael Pullman as well. So we're all going to be chatting about the hot topics in rugby. So we'll be talking about the Lions, our final wrap-up, and obviously the Super Rugby, and also have a chat about those World Cup qualifiers that have been happening in Oceania as well. So do join us for that show later on YouTube. Promises to be a good one. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, guys.